So you know what's funny? I often dress in black, right? Underneath all of this, black. I like black. I have an anecdote for you about that. Two of my ex-co-workers once asked me about my boyfriend. Their question was, is he a musician of some sorts? Out of the blue, right? And well, I said, well, yeah, he is. Is he into rock music? Again, I said yes. Oh, so that's why you dress the way you dress. Clearly, it's not because I like rock music or I like to dress in black. No, that can't be it. I'm just a woman. I don't have a personality. It's my boyfriend. Just, lovely people. Okay. Hello, everybody. Oh no, filming in public. Um, very much in public also. This is my neighborhood and I'm at the park, but the park is right in front of a road, a busy road. So you'll hear all types of noises, sounds, things, distractions. Hopefully, apart from that, it'll be an enjoyable video. This is about your tarot reading being only as important as the last one. So if you want to hear more about this train of thought and join the conversation in the comment section, stay tuned. Never thought I'd actually say stay tuned, but okay. So this thought came from a conversation I had with a tarot client over on Patreon. We talked about this tag that I had done, I don't know, a few months ago. It was a tag from Simon from the Hermit's Cave. One of the questions one of the prompts, one of the questions was, what was your most memorable tarot reading? And I mean, I kind of knew the answer. I think we all know what a very influential tarot reading was in our, history with tarot, except that the most memorable, that got us thinking, right? Because it's funny, that's not really how tarot works, right? I'm not saying it's a wrong question, I'm saying it's actually a really good question, but it got me thinking about how we actually use the cards and what is their value. Cards, apparently, reading the tarot is very current, right? We can do inner child work, shadow work, looking at the past, looking at the present, but also looking, at what's to come, where things are headed, and what we can do to influence that in a positive manner, in a way that is helpful in that situation. Except that the most influential, the most important tarot reading is the last one. The most relevant tarot reading was the last one. You see what I mean? So we can talk about what has been a great, important message, life-changing message even. Why not? What was, yeah, I mean, life-changing. Yeah. We make big decisions sometimes based on the cards that we get, right? Still, though, when we do a reading, whether it's for someone else or we got it from someone else or it's for yourself, really doesn't matter. We're not going to go, oh, wait, but the reading previous to this one or the reading I had a year ago said something else, and so I'm going to listen to that one because it felt more life-changing or felt more important. That would be absurd to do so, right? We can, of course, incorporate the other reading if it's about the same subject matter. But first of all, enough time needs to be between the one and the other if it's about the same thing. Time or just changes in general it's not really related to time. It's really related to situation and how much it has changed. So there needs to be some type of process there. And you know what I mean? It's really the reading that we got last on anything that actually is the thing that we should, right, take advice from. The cards, some people say they can predict As you probably know, I'm not a fan of that word, although I am, kind of embracing the magical regarding that and experimenting with it and getting more confident and seeing the possibilities, really, is what it is. So, yeah, I mean, I'm still not going to be like a prediction tarot reader, but I do see, as I said, there's a current and we do have influence, but it's not like it's set in stone. Like I feel a lot of tarot readers feel about these things this way. It really is that synchronicity thing, isn't it? It's the cards we get now that are relevant, that matter to us. And so it's good to know what influence does to maybe remind ourselves of how helpful and nurturing and healing the tarot can be, and having such a spiritual practice that we can do for ourselves. But apart from that, it's really very current. It's really very of the moment, of the now. And there definitely is a connection between the cards I drew yesterday and the cards I would draw today. Of course, because then you can see maybe repeat cards, very valuable thing, or the lessons that, the process, what I'm trying to say. Maybe some things are in sequence and maybe we're going backwards. So when it comes to things like those, to see the connection between one day or the next, or maybe last year and this year, or last week, last month, whatever, or the last time something similar happened, it is very valuable. And we do get something, well, we do get a message from it, but otherwise it's really of the now. And I think I don't really know what I'm trying to say, but I just want to hear what you guys think. Like, how do you feel about what cards mean, about what message we get? It's only the cards that we pull now that truly matter and that we should listen to. Now, remember Tarot Shrink? Now, I don't remember channel name. Isn't really on YouTube anymore, but it's Natalia. Yeah, from Ouroboros. Yeah, it used to be Ouroboros. The Matrushka method, or she had a better name for it, but I don't really think I can pronounce it, so I always remembered it as the Matrushka method, which is you pull cards, you write them down, or you take a photo or whatever. For instance, every day of the week, and you put the cards that you drew, you put them back in the deck. I mean, obviously, usually that is how we read the cards. And you build up on the last reading. So that's actually really interesting. You can see maybe repeat cards, as I said, or cards that are in sequence, or cards that go back. And by that, I mean, you could pull the Three of Wands one day and then the Four of Wands the next. That is significant. Or equally as significant would be pulling the Three of Wands one day and then the next day or 2 days after it, it's the Two of Wands. Maybe you feel like you're actually taking a step back instead of going forward, which usually is our goal. We're trying to move on and go on and move ahead. Similarly, of course, we see connections, right? So how much earth do we get, how much water, how much etc., and how many majors. All of those things are connected, and also the cards that we didn't pull are important. Like I believe this was last video, if this comes out after that one, I pulled 3 queens, and it was significant to also keep in mind which one I didn't pull. So what am I missing, or what is something I do not need to focus on because there's already enough of that energy? See what I mean? So I know this video is now going in every direction, but I just trying to make a point that this prompt, this question got me thinking, It got me thinking, is it really the most important or the most memorable or most relevant reading that I had 6 years ago when in my case, it was about my job and my career, which direction I would head to. Would I remain a performing dancer, or was I going to become a dance teacher? And yeah, it was going to be teacher, so I needed to change, and that was definitely the right choice for me. But truly, looking at it for real, like truly, the most important reading was the one I did today, because that is the energy that I need to, that's the message I need to hear. That's the energy that's around me. So, memorable is what we're talking about, right? Memorable. I don't remember which cards I got for that important message I apparently needed 6 years ago. 6 is an estimate. I have no idea. What I was saying is most memorable is what we're talking about, right? Not most important, because looking at it in what the tarot can do for us, the most important reading was the last one. The most relevant reading is probably more true, was the last one. And there is no denying it, baby. You know, if we get cards that we are unhappy with today, and we kind of preferred the ones we got yesterday, that's just the truth we're gonna need to face. And you can definitely compare and, you know, read those cards together or combine the messages. But still, it's the last cards we got, because that is, I think, understanding the tarot and using it as a synchronicity, you know, or listening to the synchronicities rather. I'm not saying that any methods, because I use them too, of course, of, you know, doing yearly readings or looking back, etc., kind of moving through time is not the way to go. I definitely think it's very helpful and valuable. Yet, strictly speaking, did you ever think of that? Is really what I'm asking in this video. And how do you feel about it, in case you've never thought of it? How do you feel about it now? What do you think about it now? Like, the cards that actually matter are the last ones. So, you know, that's really all I wanted to say. And I'm gonna go home now, because I feel way too exposed here. It's the filming in public thing that hopefully I'm gonna get a video out of this, because, well, they're about to save me anyway. Okay, see you next week. Bye.